Hi there, and welcome to my very first video about the Lord of the Rings Online. We're going to be looking at some of the quests that you can do once your server has unlocked the Swan-Knight faction at Dol Amroth. As I can mention, this is my very first video, so I hope you like it. And without further ado, let's cut to the character, my Minstrel, Florin, who is waiting for us out. Okay, so here we go. Just mounting up. We have swift travelled to Morlad, which is the closest of the Blackroot Vale towns to Pass of the Dead. I'm just going to ride over there. Blackroot Vale is the first area you come to with the new Dol Amroth expansion. And it's just south of the Pass of the Dead. So you can see there, very quick look on the map, there's Morlad, where we swift travel to from Dol Amroth, which is where we picked the quest up from. There's 6 of them. You can only complete 6 of the various daily quests that are available in Dol Amroth per day. And then those quests are on a timer that resets. I think it's about approximately every 3 days or something like that. And there's quests for the various factions. These quests we're going to see on the Pass of the Dead are for the Swan-Knight faction, which is one of the 2 factions that you unlock as a server. The Swan-Knights ones are usually the last ones to unlock, I think, on the servers that's the greatest number of turnings. Okay, so here we are at the door to the Pass of the Dead. This is the southern door into Blackroot Vale. Just have a quick look around because it's pretty awesome actually. I like the graphics. They've done some great work to have with the new zone. Dol Amroth looks good. Everything looks good, and they've got some nice little effects that they've managed to bring in. There's various ghosts. The ghosts are blue coloured here, quite dark in this section. It'll lighten up once we get to the actual quest area. That little ghost that like circles your character. That's pretty cool. So that was the map just quickly thrown up with the quest areas we go into in colour. I'll be pulling that up when we get in there, just to kind of orientate myself to. You have to watch that river. It's one of those things, one of those ridiculous rivers that looks shallow but then knocks you off the horse. Can be annoying. Here we go. It's almost like a T shape here. Quest to the right, quest to the left. We just managed to ninja a little kill in there. Open tapping in LOTRO, so it doesn't matter as far as getting quest route as getting like quest completions. Okay, so we've picked on this one over here. There's a champ over there who's working on those 2. I'm just going to go and give him a hand. Managed to pull aggro off the champ. That must be annoying. So that's quite nice. We've picked up 3 of the kills we need. The other thing we're looking for is these skulls, which can be difficult to spot actually. Okay, you notice me there flicking the camera around just to give myself a bit of a 360 view. One of the problems that people I think have found just reading on the forums about this particular quest area is there's quite a lot of these signature guys running around, these banner characters. 38k health, there's another one. 38,594. The respawn rate is pretty quick. to say the least, and it's quite easy to get yourself in a lot of trouble around here. Here comes another one. I'm just going to pull him. We do have a quest for killing banner carriers, but it's in a different part of the quest area. So I'm just moving myself so I can see what's going on and no wanderers like coming behind me. Using my AoE skills to... the champ's got aggro on these guys, so I don't mind. Pushing some AoE skills in there, because he's probably going to hold on. Okay, so... just saw one respawn just behind me there. Gonna press on quick. Yeah, he's going the other way, so we're cool. Just pull this one. One of those things about these areas, and it's kind of a skill that I think has been a little bit less used of late in LOTRO, which is careful pulling of mobs. Of late, certainly in Helm's Deep, the DPS of characters and things is that high that, you know, literally you could run in, and particularly on Minstrel where you've got some great AoE damage, just run in and nuke stuff. It's you're going to get yourself in trouble if you do that around here. Notice I don't use any of my fear skills, which is one of the Minstrel crowd control skills. Not using that just because they run off when you fear them, and when the fear drops, if they're in the aggro zone for another mob, they'll pick that mob up as well. And one of the odd things, here's a skill like managing to hide there. I just spotted it by the sparkles more than the quest text. What's it saying? Yeah, and one of the things you'll notice is because of the respawn rate and the way they respawn, quite often you get multiples of the same mob all kind of spawned in the same spot and moving together. And if you get a bunch of those signatures all together, particularly for a squishy class like Minstrel, they can send you back to the defeat circle, and very quickly. Let's have a nice space where I can see what's going on. That champ's turned up again. Okay, so you can see here that there's a quest icon on top of that guy. So the other quest is for these Oathbreakers and lacquer the ground beneath them, which is basically a case of killing them and then right clicking and see the quest icons up there again. Champ's in there, and he's got two Los Ruthless banner bearers. They're 838k like the other ones. I've clicked on him because I want him to keep hold of the aggro. I'm just going to I have like skill forwarding set, so basically I'm hitting whatever he's hitting, and I can just keep an eye on his health just in case. Occasionally you get a proc in Minstrel where you can... I'm in War Speech at the moment, which means I can't heal other members. Okay, we just finish him off. Now you notice here, I've just tried to click on that corpse of that mob there, and it isn't working. I'm not able to interact with it and do that lacquering underneath the body, whatever the quest asked me to do. And that's the only thing that's a little bit difficult to work out with these. You'll see I'll be able to do it on this one because I've tagged it first, but it appears to be the case that unless you've tagged it first, cause the initial damage, you don't seem to be able to use the corpse and complete the part of the quest. And again there, same effect. Now, I don't know why, I tagged that one first, so I don't know why that hasn't worked. Okay, so this is where you see we've got what I meant about them all spawning on top of each other, or you can easily get in trouble. There's two of these banner bearers coming straight at us. One going across, another normal mob wandering as well. So you can imagine that if you feared a mob and it comes out of the fear right in the middle of those four, and you've got four of those on top of you out of the blue, it's going to end horribly, because you'll die pretty quick as a squishy. Champ is obviously feeling brave because he's got a mini at his back. I made a mistake there and hung around in one place for too long. Picked up another wanderer. Okay, so we're both using our AOE to wipe these guys out, and they all went down pretty good. Yeah. Look at the minis here standing in the middle of that, like the caltrops on the ground that last banner bearer's thrown at us. Again, flicking around just to see there isn't a mob sneaking up behind us. Keep myself moving. Try and give myself a little bit of distance. Trying to find one of these mobs that I must be able to do one of them. There we go. Yeah, we got one. Could well be it's only that normal mob that you can lacquer. Actually, maybe that's the case. A bit confusing that Turbine have let you right click on it and try and use it. Yeah, so that was another one of those banner bearers. So these two we should be able to use. Here we go, more banner bearers coming in. If you solo is a squishy in this area, you can see how quickly things could go wrong for you. That's why I'm sticking with this champ here. And if when you're out there doing these quests, if you're watching to get a bit of a look-see what the quests are and how they work, if you do have another player that's obviously on a similar set of quests, it's well worth sticking with them, especially as a squishy. When I first came in here, I was on my burglar the day it opened for Evernight, and I didn't actually see it happen, otherwise I'd stepped in and tried to help, but I saw at least 3 players, characters defeated. Okay, I was lucky there, I didn't manage to pick up that banner bearer, even though he respawned right on top of me. And there we go, 4 out of the 6. This is another one I can use. Right, you can see the little question marks over his head. He obviously couldn't get at me, which means I wouldn't be able to do any damage. Champ's bought himself a little banner bearer with him. Just help him kill that guy. Knock me down. I get up again. Now I'm looking for those skulls. I need one more of the mobs. This guy's going to aggro on us. He's coming straight at us, so I pick him up just because I can. I've got a bit of a range there. One thing about a class like the Minstrel, the ranged attacks with light armour. You want to control the distance between the mobs as much as you can, because the further you are away from you, they can't do any damage. So more of the Oathbreakers, we'll kill those quick, so we can complete the Care Brass, the Fallen quest. 6 out of 6, there we go. Right, so again, looking for the skulls, I think I was here. 2 more normal mobs, you can see taking about half my health off me, those two. Just top myself himself up. Help the champ. Okay, so just get rid of those quests that we've completed and put on our quest tracker the ones that we haven't yet. So we know where we're going. Here we go. Picked another one up. That's what happens in this zone. Reminds me a bit of the old Angmar zones where if you're not paying attention, you know, things will just appear on top of you. Like I said before, it's very easy to get in trouble pretty quick. Okay, so we've got zone to the left. That's where the skulls are. But there's also one of the quests for these rune stones. Ke'izel, that's how you pronounce it. Len Duskut, which is a lake with these rune stones placed around it. Hold on. That's good, we got 3 of those skulls here. It's going to take us to 6 out of the 8 we need. Hopefully we can pick up the rest as we wander down to this runestone area. I often struggle to find this area. I know there's probably a way to get through there from here, but it involves quite a lot of messing about and getting it wrong and picking up more mobs and having to kill them. So I tend to go back to almost where the entrance is, and then from this direction we'll turn right into where the lake is. We're always going to have to run past him, so we may as well kill him at range as much as possible. Minstrel stun's pretty good for that. Right now, this is what I mean, 3 of them, all on top of each other. Fortunately they're normal mobs. And that's pretty cool. Our champ has turned up again. Based on previous behaviour, I think he's going to stop and help us. Okay, use on my AoE skills. You can see they've got me down to 7. Okay. Give him a quick thank you. And press on, so... now, because the champ's gone past on his horse, that Bannerbearer is aggroed on him. We'll chase him, so we'll run into the gap as fast as possible. Here we go, and we're going to turn right down here. And just ahead of us, past where that Bannerbearer is the lake we're after. With the rune stones around it. There you go, they're popping up now. There's the stairs you can come from, that zone, that bit where we've been. But I do find it easier, like I said, to go back to almost the start and come out this way, rather than try to find exactly which set of stairs I need to go down. Good example of the special effects they've managed to put into the Lord of the Rings game. Looks really good. Let's have a better look at it. We'll zoom all the way in on the character. Looks pretty awesome. Get rid of the UI so you can see it better. Pretty spooky. Paths of the Dead. So is this. This is the City of the Dead that Aragorn collects his army from in the books. They are the Oathbreakers, who were cursed by Isildur, I think it was. For essentially, they agreed to fight for him, but at the last minute they pulled out, and he cursed them at the Stone of Erech, I think it was, for breaking faith, and they were cursed never to die until they managed to fulfill their oath, and that's why they're here. Aragorn, as Isildur's heir, is able to release them from that curse. So in the storyline, he's already gone through this city, and the ones that are left are these ruthless dead. So the ones who maybe are too far gone, they don't care about being dead anymore. Either that, or they don't believe him, don't trust him. We're just going to run past these two because we're going all the way across here. So there's a path that runs sort of like north to south. We're heading north at the moment, as you can see from the minimap. We'll run past all of these, and they'll lose aggro. This ruthless Oathbreaker here isn't going to, though. So if we tag him, run all the way to the end, he will have aggroed on us anyway, and we'd still be in his range where he wouldn't have ran back, so that's why I tagged him as we went past. Do 200 silver there, always worth opening those boxes. There's sometimes rubbish in there, but they've improved those over years ago. There used to be virtually nothing in there worth having, whereas nowadays there's potions and things like that. Could have done with that skill critting. He's still got quite a lot of morale left. He's arrived on me, he's thrown his caltrops down. We've done a good job of nuking him there. Got some reasonable damage skills. I was hoping he would count towards one of the 3 banner bearers, but I don't think we're quite in the zone that we need to be, so we need to be in Shadow Watch for them to count. Try and keep myself moving with these guys. Kiting, as it's called. Piercing cry with a stun there. That's great. Yes, so he was just in the zone that we needed to be in. This is a useful little bit here. One other technique I like to use. There's like a ledge here, as you can see. There's quite a lot of these banner bearers, who are the ones we need for the quest, all around this little zone, either pathing or stationary. So a little trick I like to pull is to tag them, stun them, hopefully, do as much damage as I can quite quickly, and then get out of there so that those pathing ones don't aggro on top of me and I end up with 2 or 3 of the mobs on me. Another one top of the stairs. This was slightly risky in that could easily have been one of the banner bearers that paths left to right in range when I tagged him, and I could have pulled 2, which is doable on Minstrel, but if you can avoid it, then it's better. Okay, so just checking, we've completed all the quests, all 6 of them. Had a slight derp there. In the daily instance that you do, you leave the instance, but what I tend to do is use my milestone skill to get back to Dol Amroth rather than having to ride all the way out to Morlad and then swift travel from Morlad to Dol Amroth. So we'll just do a quick milestone skill, brings us straight back to Dol Amroth by the fountain. and we'll go and turn in these quests. So you might ask, why are we doing these quests in the first place? And here's the bug with the my mount not appeared. Levitating dwarf for a few seconds. We're doing the quest for tokens. Well, initially we get these things, as you'll see here, these swan boxes. There's boxes for the various factions. Swan box for the Swan-Knights, Mason boxes for the Masons, and so on and so forth.
How may I help you, friend?
So we get one box per quest.
These are troublesome times indeed.
There's 2 quest givers, each with 4 quests for the Swan-Knights. And it's the same for the other faction that you unlock on the server, the Masons. 2 quest givers, 4 quests each, but you can only do 6 a day, so you have to skip to 2. Notice from my alerts that my legendary items need reforging, so I'll just go and quickly reforge those. Just as an aside, I'm not intending on using these items, so it doesn't really matter to me which ones I'm picking here. I'm picking ones that I usually level my items to 31 and deconstruct them to get one of the title scrolls out of there as well. So I'm only really picking things that I think I might want as a title scroll at some point. Okay, so we're going to start opening the boxes. See there, we've got 8 tokens, silver tokens of Dol Amroth. Here we go, these are the things we want. These are tokens for the Swan-Knights. 3 and a 6 and a 6, that's not bad. Between those two, 12 silver tokens, 15 Swan-Knight tokens. The Swan-Knight tokens can be used for a few different things. The silver tokens, which seem to drop far too regularly for my liking, you use them to unlock the factions for the servers. They're handy. You get a random box, or a box that gives you random rep tokens for each 10 of those that you hand in. The tokens of the Swan-Knight, though, you can use to get rep with the faction. Each Swan-Knight token is worth 250 points. You saw that there from the tooltip. And you need 10,000 to get to acquaintance level, which is the maximum you can get. We picked up 3 major essence of might, which is quite nice, as a drop from one of the mobs. Handy to have. So initially you want to use the Swan-Knight tokens to get acquaintance level, which then unlocks the quest in the daily instance for the Swan-Knights when you get to acquaintance. Which is nice to do. The daily instance one gives 3 gold tokens as part of the reward, so 1 for each of the 3 quests that you get randomly assigned each day. So what can you do with the Swan-Knight tokens once you've got to acquaintance? Let's just have a quick look at that. For those who've not quite got the head round what Turbine are doing with the repeatable quests for this expansion. You can turn the gold and silver tokens in for these essence armors. There's the chest armor for light. You get 4 slots and you start with 1 given sort of attribute of 119 will, and they're gold and silver tokens to trade those in. The Swan-Knight tokens, however, once you've done all of the quests of the daily ones for the Swan-Knights, you can use your tokens and then gold and silver tokens to trade for the class items. The only thing about the class items, these ones here, which is the Minstrel armor, the essence armor with the right essences on are better. And this is also what you can do with the tokens that you get for the various factions. You can turn them in for these essence boxes. You saw the Masons one there, you can turn in for primary, which is like your will and your might. Swan-Knight ones offer the healer's one, which is will, power, attack mastery, and crit rating. Will and crit rating are nice ones to get. Power, nobody appears to use. Tactical mastery is nice to have for those tactical classes like Lawmaster and Minstrel. So that's it. Quick run through. Hope you've enjoyed my first video in Lord of the Rings Online. Place comments below if you've got any thoughts. I've recorded this in medium quality on my capture software. I think I might try high next time. This is the guy who awards the next part of the quest you can do daily, which is the instant quests. I'm maxed out on my 6th quest for the day, which is why the other guys have got timers on the icons. Okay, so like I said, make comments below, your thoughts. Happy to hear what you think. Thoughts on the instances, thoughts on the quests, thoughts on Dol Amroth generally. I've been Elra, and hope to see you out there.